The first card you have your past is the the Page of Pentacles. Why am I saying 8? I don't know why. So yeah, this is all about a freshness, newness. There's a lot of new, fresh energy around this. This is like springtime. That's what this card always feels like to me. So I think you're right at the start of something, right at the beginning of something. You're all excited about something. I think part of you probably wanted to just jump right into whatever this was. I think the prospect of this, it was like the prospect that was really exciting to you. There's a pentacle here as well, so I think, which is stability. So I think you're holding back a little bit, I think. I think this was some kind of creative thing, some kind of idea you had, and I think might have been something small, but I think it had the potential to grow into something much bigger. And I think you knew that, and that was what was exciting you, but it was also the actual thing, because you're very creative, you love creativity. So I think, that was a part of what it was some kind of creative project. I think what's going to happen with this is you'll probably just keep on making a few notes about this, getting ideas down, and sort of just planning things in your mind, thinking about it, let it brew there until it's time to actually start. I'm also, and that's going to go on for a while. I don't think you'll be ready to start this for a while. I'm also getting this feeling that you're probably going to need a little bit more money to put into this to get this started, whatever this is. I don't think you're going to take out a loan. I don't think anything like that's going to happen. I'm not seeing debt or anything. I think what's probably going to happen is you'll probably slowly build up some money in some other way, and then you'll gradually kind of inject it into this project, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm getting a very positive feeling around this. This is like a dream project. Yeah, look at the way this page is looking at this coin. It's like, oh, this is my dream. I love this so much. So yeah, this is the way you see this project. It's like it's a dream. But this can definitely become a reality for you, even though it is a dream. It can become a reality. You're going to have to be a bit patient. It's going to take some time for this to grow. I'm just looking at this card. There's a little bit of, there's a little row of crops just in the background of this card, the brown bit with the lines. It's just this little row of crops. Something's just been planted. So, yeah, it's going to take time for all of that to grow. But I don't think you'll mind that. I think you're going to enjoy this process as well, because it's creative, something creative. So, the process, when you're into this process, once you're into doing this, you're going to lose yourself in this. You're just going to sit there doing whatever this thing is, and, hours are going to go past. You're just going to love the process of this. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your past, the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is a very tricky card. It's a bit of a difficult card. Can be about difficult decisions, can be about illusions, tricks, all kinds of things like that. Being deluded sometimes. I think this project was a really good thing for you to concentrate on and to think about, because I think it might have been distracting you a bit, distracting your attention from this card, what was going on here. I think someone might have been trying to talk to you. I think they might have been trying to convince you of something, come back to you, someone from your past, I actually think this might have been an ex. And you've totally moved on from this person. You might even be seeing someone else. I think you are actually, or you've just started to talk to someone. But this is what this ex is like. I think they've done this a few times. They've come backwards and forwards a few times. They've been very tricky in their behaviour. I think when you were with them, they were keeping you in the dark quite a lot, like this man who's kept in the dark. I think you kind of always suspected that they had other things going on, other options maybe. But they still had this kind of hold on you for some reason. And, I think every time it just got too much for you and you left, you removed yourself, they'd sense that, and then they tried to get close to you again. They tried to convince you to come back. It's like they didn't want you properly, but then they didn't want to let you go either. It's very, very strange. It's kind of, understand people like that. It's like, do you want me or not? You know, this is what I'm getting, but you know, this is very strange. This is what they were like. So anyway, I think they did come back to you one last time. I think they came backwards and forwards a few times. One last time they came back, and you just weren't there. There were crickets. So that just shows me how much stronger you are now. And that's not to say you don't think of them anymore. I think you still do. But, you know, there's just no way that you're going to play any more of these guessing games with them. You're not going to be kept in the dark anymore. I don't actually think you've heard the last of them. I actually think they might, I think they might come back to you, but I think they're coming back to a lot of other people as well at the same time. They like to keep people as options. That's what I'm seeing. Look at the man on this card. He's looking at all these different options in front of him. And you're not one of them, not anymore anyway. So the last card you have you passed is the Lovers. Yeah, this is a really complex card. I think this is about you. I'm going to lift this up so you can see the whole card. Yeah, I think this is about you getting over the temptation of this ex. This is obviously the Garden of Eden. And yeah, the snake's not going to be able to tempt you anymore. That's what I'm seeing. And one of the reasons for that is you're a lot stronger. You're a lot stronger than the hold they used to have over you. They used to have a very strong hold over you. You know, no matter what you thought, no matter what you felt, you kept on coming back over and over again. That's no longer there anymore. You're way, way stronger now. I think you've also been through quite a big change in your life since you were around this person. Part of that was spiritual, I think. You know, I'm just looking at the way this woman's looking up at the angel. You know, so you're just not interested in that low-level nonsense anymore. And I think, you know, when you think back to the person you were when you're around them, I think you might have modified yourself to fit in with them, and there was kind of a watered down version of yourself, and that version of yourself was there to please them, but it wasn't anywhere near the version of yourself that you are now, or the person that you are now. So, you know, have a look at this card. Where you were before, I think, was right at the bottom, you know, where the dirt is, where everyone walks. I'm sorry, that sounds a bit horrible, but, you know, that's where you were, that's where you started. And that's how that person made you feel. That's how they made you feel, right at the bottom. And where you are now is, of course, closer to the angel. And look at the colours of this angel. Gold, red and purple, which are also symbols of royalty. That's where you are now. So you might not always feel that way. You know, of course, we all have up and down days and all kinds of feelings and things like that. But that is where you are, especially compared to where you were before. You know, have a look back. Sometimes we need to look back to where we were to be able to see and to be able to appreciate where we are now. So if this is all making sense to you, just take a look back to where you were maybe 2 years ago, and I think you'll see a huge difference between then and now. So do that if this is all resonating with you. So the first card you have here presents the Three of Wands. So yeah, I'm actually seeing a lot of independence in this card. I think, you know, as you grew, you know, you grew spiritually and you also grew in a lot of other ways as well. I think you became more and more independent. I'm just looking at the man on this card, and obviously, you know, he's up on top of a hill looking at this water, and to get up on top of this hill, he's probably had to climb up, and it was probably very tiring and difficult, and it was a bit of a struggle, but he's there now, and he's there and he's enjoying the sea. He's looking at this beautiful golden sea now. So yeah, you are very independent. I think you probably struggled to get that independence. You definitely didn't have this sense of independence when you were on this ex, and you do now, which is a fantastic thing. It's really good to see. Yeah, just be a little bit mindful of someone who's around you. If you're in a relationship, or if you're just talking to someone, or if it's the early stages, which is what I was seeing, I think in the Page of Pentacles, that you're with someone. Yeah, if you are, I'm just seeing someone here who might be feeling a little bit left out of things, or even a little bit left behind, or something like that. I'm not suggesting you become less independent than you are, because that's a good thing, but I think someone's feeling a little bit like this wand that's behind this man, and you know, this man has his back to this wand as well, because he's enjoying the view. So if this is all resonating, just try to be a little bit more inclusive. You're not purposely leaving them out, I'm not seeing that, but maybe just try to include them a bit more in your plans, what you're doing. I don't think they're saying anything, but they're feeling this. That's what they're feeling, that they're kind of left behind, left out. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting around that. Yeah, the next card you have for your presence, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, again, I'm seeing a similar thing. Be a bit careful. You know, you've got 2 threes here, 3 of Wands, and now this card. So you talk to this person, include them, try to spend more time with them, because I think they might be thinking a lot and imagining a lot. They're not saying a lot, but they're thinking a lot. And because I'm seeing 3s here, they might start to imagine that maybe you're interested in someone else, or that, you know, you're seeing someone else even. They might, their imagination might go that far. I don't think it's gone that far yet, but I think it might be starting to head down that road. So again, make an effort, be more inclusive. If this resonates, include them in things. Tell them, show them that you do care about them and that you're not looking elsewhere, because I think they just need that reassurance. They're feeling quite, you know, they're feeling a bit insecure. That's what I'm getting. So the last card you have your presence, the Star. Yeah, I love this card. Again, this is showing me your independence. This woman's very independent. She's totally by herself. She's naked. She's very sure of herself. And your resilience as well, because of this ibis that's behind her elbow, which is a very resilient bird. So yeah, I'm also seeing something really, really beautiful in this card. I mean, it's a beautiful card. This person in the Three of Wands, I actually think they have very, very deep feelings for you. I don't know if you realise that or not, but they do, and they appreciate you on a lot of different levels. I'm just looking at this Lovers card again, and you know, I'm just thinking about how much you've changed. And you know, when you're with this ex, it was almost as if you become, you know, one-dimensional, a bit like a cardboard cutout of yourself. And now here you are in this card, you know, in 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions. There are no limits to what you are or who you are. And this person who I'm seeing here in the Three of Wands, they love you, they appreciate you, they appreciate all of you, all dimensions of you, every bit of you, you know, and every bit of who you are inside and out. You know, they'd never try to mess you around, they'd never try to change you, they don't want to change you at all. And maybe, you know, they're a bit of a quiet person, I think. I don't think they've told you that they were feeling left out in the Three of Wands, and I don't think they've told you the full extent of how they feel about you yet. I'm saying yet because this is the Star card. This is the promise of things to come. And, you know, this woman's washing herself under starlight. So the light's there. You might feel a bit of this, but you're not feeling the fullness of their love, the fullness of their feelings. It's starlight. It's not sunlight yet. It will be at some time soon, but it's not now. So I don't think they've fully expressed this to you yet. They might be hesitating as well, also because of this insecurity I was seeing in the Three of Wands. But yeah, they want to express this to you. They want to get close to you. And they will do that. They'll express this to you eventually. That's what I'm seeing. It will happen. So the first card you have for your future is, yes, the horrible Ten of Swords. This is a horrible card. I don't think this is quite as bad as it's not fantastic, but it's not as terrible as it looks. I think this is probably about someone who won't let something go. They just want to keep on going with something. They should have let it go a long time ago. That's what I'm seeing. They're kind of holding on to this bad feeling or something. So yeah, I think this has something to do with this ex, but I don't think it is them. I think this is about someone around them. I don't know if this is someone who's with them right now. It might be someone who they're in a relationship with, or it might just be a family member maybe. I think that might be who it is. I don't know. Or it could be both. It could be all of them talking. So I think it's definitely someone who sort of hangs around them. This is someone who believes everything they say. You know, it's like no matter what they do, this person's always there. And, you know, it's like they'd forgive them of anything, just about anything. Doesn't matter what they say, they believe everything. And I think there's a lot of talk, a lot of backstabbing, because this can be the backstabbing card. And I think a lot of that's going on. I think people are talking about you, these particular people around this ex. I think it might have originally been fueled by this ex. It was something they said, but then I think this other person around them just kind of picked this up and ran with it. I don't think you need to worry about this at all. I think, you know, you've totally moved on from all of this mess and you're just not about that anymore. You're not about any of this kind of low-level negativity. So, you know, if anyone comes around to message you, contact you on social media or whatever, or even if you see anything directly, indirectly talking about you or whatever, just ignore it. Please ignore this. Don't give it any attention. If you're ever tempted to say anything to them, think about how far you've come. Don't lower yourself. Don't go back to where you used to be. Don't do this, and don't let them see you reacting. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The next card you have your future is the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this might be one of the reasons why whoever this is spreading negativity. I think they just haven't let go. I think that's one of the reasons. I think they're just quite gossipy. They like that kind of drama. That's another reason. The other reason is because of what's on this card. I think this is how somebody sees you. You know, if you look at this woman, she's content, she has everything she needs, she's in this beautiful garden, she has a lot of money around her. So yeah, this is how someone sees you. I'm not saying your life's perfect, but compared to where you were, it's so much better than it used to be. You know, I'm seeing that everywhere. And I just think this ex, and probably whoever's around them, you know, fueling all this, I think they can see that you're doing a lot better than you used to be. You're doing a lot better without them. That's what I'm seeing. And, you know, I can see why you are. I mean, why would you want to be one of these options in the Seven of Cups when you can be like this woman? You know, of course, you know, you put a lot of work into yourself to get yourself to this level. And, you know, you put a lot of work into everything else, you know, your work, this project I'm seeing in the Page of Pentacles, and a lot of other things. And I think that's why, you know, you just have no time for this drama. You have no time for these kinds of people. And, you know, I think these kinds of people who like to backstab and talk about other people all the time, they'll never be like this woman either unless they change. Because, you know, who has time to change when you're talking about everyone all the time and watching what everyone's doing and sitting around on social media gossiping about people? How are you ever going to change if, you know, that's what you like? So they might be very envious of you, but what's the point in being envious? You know, if you're envious of someone, you should think about, you know, what do they have that I want? So let's not focus on them anymore, and let's focus on how I'm going to get what I want. That's what they should be doing. But that's not what they're doing. You know, the only thing that's going to change them is their outlook of themselves, and also their outlook toward other people. But really, at the moment, they're just caught up in all this gossip and negativity. And yeah, again, stay out of that, right out of that. Look at who you are. You're the Nine of Pentacles. Stay out of that. The last card you have for your future is the Ace of Wands. So again, this is about this love connection that I'm seeing here. So again, they're very, very, very attracted to you. And I think maybe this might be around the time when they come forward and they talk to you. They definitely want to express how they feel to you. This is what I keep on seeing, though. I think they're a bit of a quiet person, or they're a little bit reserved or something. I keep on seeing them not quite speaking up, or keeping things to themselves. That's what I keep on seeing. They will speak up. They will talk to you eventually. I think once they've gotten around all of these kind of insecure feelings and things I was seeing in the Three of Wands. But when they talk to you, what they have to say, I think it might seem a little bit subtle to you. You might not quite understand what they mean to begin with. It might even sound a little bit cryptic to you. You might sit there and think, what was that about? What are they talking about? And then I think after a while, it'll probably click. You'll probably just say, oh, that's what they're talking about, and then you'll get the surprise. Oh, I see. So that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, the attraction is 100% there from that person to you. Obviously, in this card, the Ace of Wands, this is like physical attraction, sexual attraction, energy, all of that. So they're attracted to you in that way, obviously. But in the Star card, I was seeing they're attracted to so many elements of you. Every element possible, all dimensions of you, everything. So it's really beautiful, very, very, very positive. The attraction is 100% there. So Pisces, I hope this resonated. As you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you liked this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.